Well guys, welcome back to another video. Can't wait to see what we come across today. I'm back out on the streets of downtown Vancouver and looking forward to the day ahead. Now I want to start by thanking everyone who commented on my last video, especially the positive feedback about the workshops that I've been on about doing. Now those workshops are going to happen. I'm still not sure when, but I'll keep you posted on that one, because I've also got plans on doing landscape photography workshops eventually as well. So plenty of stuff in the pipeline for the future ahead, but for now I'm going to go around the streets and see what I can capture. Now I've brought the 85mm with us again today. Really had fun with that lens last time I was out. Hope you've seen that in the video. So that's what I want to do today. I want to try this lens more and see what different type of images I can come up with. Now as for the weather today, it's very overcast today. We get bright sunshine from time to time, we get rainfall, and then it dulls over and gets really cloudy. So I mentioned in my last video, when you've got those dull, grey, dreary days, look for colour in your images, because the fact you haven't got that bright sunshine, it's going to make your colours really stand out. So I'm just slowly walking around these streets and coming across stuff that catches my eye. That's what I want to photograph, and having that 85mm focal length means I can really home in on what I want to photograph and forget about more of the background that's there. The main thing that I want to capture is the subject themselves, a bit like I showed you in the last video. So I'll carry on these streets and see what we can come across. So I've came in off the street for the time being. I wasn't really coming across anything on the street, but in the previous video that I put out, I did have a comment and a message from a guy, David, give us a tip off about this stairway that's recently appeared here in downtown Vancouver. Now I did bring along the 14mm GM today, specifically for this shot, because the 85 was just going to be too long. So I'm at this stairway. It's a great stairway, it really is. It's nice and new, so it's fresh, it's very clean. It'd be simple just to line up the shot and square it up and get a single subject walking down or going up. Single subjects I find work really well, especially with this composition being so clean. But what I want to do is, my thought process in this is actually to make it a slightly longer shutter speed. So I'm going to go for around about a second, and to gain that second exposure I'm going to be shooting at f16, so the stairs are going to be nice and sharp, but any subjects walking up that stairway are going to be slightly blurred out. So thanks to David for giving us a tip off and letting us know where this stairway is. I think it'll be a place that I'll visit a number of times. So I'm going to get back, get this shot, and I hope you like it. If you see the light on the building behind us, there's actually a subject, quite a smart dressed guy that I want to photograph. And what I want to do is I want to get as low down, get on an eye level with him, rather than shooting at head height. I want to get down nice and low and use part of the flooring that he's sitting on. Now every now and again he stands up, so what I want to do is just wait till he sits down again and starts drinking his coffee and see if I can capture an image. make out that I'm photographing and I'm interested in the building itself, but really I want to get a photograph of him. So what I want them to do is I want them to focus on the building, get my settings dialed in, and when he's not looking, turn around and get the shot. So that's how I get a lot of my shots. I just really wait for the right moment and capture an image. So I've made my way around from where I photographed my last subject, and I've came to Canada Place. Now what I've realised when I've got round here as I was walking, there's a lot of people dressed up. I think it's a Comic-Con or something like that. I'll put it on the screen above when I find out what the event is. But there's loads of characters dressed up, it's great. Some nice lighting today, we've got overcast skies, so getting subjects standing in the light, subjects with colour. Now I've said to you in the past, when you get locations where there's events or anything like that, the great places where you can slow down. If you're not used to street photography, people are actually wanting the photos took, so it's a good opportunity for you to get in there and try out your skills. Now you'll be able to see behind, it's really busy, but we've got that sunlight, so that's helping with the shutter speed. I can get a nice quick shutter speed. The only thing that you're going to struggle with is separation. Because there's so many people around the area, shooting at a wider aperture is going to work out best, because it's going to pinpoint your subject and make people behind, it's going to blur them out slightly, so you're going to get that separation. Because trying to get separation in that crowd of people, it's going to be pretty tough. So just going nice and close, pick up on the details and the makeup and all the fancy dress that the subjects are wearing. So I'm taking some time out before I go back in. What I'm going for today is more street portraiture style photographs, because it is really busy. I'm wanting to get in close on the subjects, try and attract their attention. Because everyone's taking photographs, there's a lot of photographers here. You can use that to your advantage to get the images that you're after. Now we've got to be aware of the light today. It is very changeable, so we get those bright conditions. We also get dull conditions. Now I generally shoot in manual, so I like to have full control, and as that light changes I'll adjust my aperture or I'll adjust my ISO, but the aperture that I'll be working with today is those wider apertures, so 1.8, 2.8, to really blur out that background. So I'm going to get on, walk around here and see what we can get. Now, some of the key points to remember when you're in situations like this and there's a lot of people: always be aware of your backgrounds. Try and move about, get low down, place subjects either in the sky, in blank spaces. You can use the side of buildings as well to try and avoid all those people in the background. Another way, if you can't do that, go for the wider aperture and you get a nice soft background. And the Zeiss Batis 85mm is great for that. It gives you a lovely bokeh in the background, so that's what I tend to do. Now, what's important, don't chimp on your photographs. Don't be tempted to zoom in to see if the photograph's sharp. Now, because it is so reactive, you've got to be ready, you've got to be fast, and chimping in on your photographs is just going to slow you down and you're going to miss shots. Believe me, I've done it. I've looked to see if a photograph's sharp and I've missed an opportunity. So always be aware of that when you're photographing at events or anywhere like that. I am going to see if I can get some more shots. I can't resist. There's that much interest about and that many characters to photograph. Got lucky today, I really got lucky with this. So it just shows you every time you come into downtown and walk around the streets, you're always going to come across something different. So I'm just going to carry on here and see what we come across. So I'm going to carry on round here. I'm having that much fun. Hope you're enjoying all the images. It's not very often this happens, so I am going to make the most of it. Now, some of the pointers that I can give you when you're photographing like this: try and go for the more candid shots. People are going to pose for you, but I much prefer the candid shots when people aren't looking at the camera. Now, another way around that of getting those shots is, because they're posing for other people, you can actually come in from a different angle. Because not looking at the camera, it makes it look for a better image, I think. Now, I will take some shots where I grab the subject's attention and get a shot if they're particularly interesting, but as a rule I try and go for the candid shots. Now, coming to areas like this in events, it's definitely going to improve your street photography, especially for your confidence. You know, those of you that are not keen on photographing on the streets, you'll feel a lot more comfortable in areas like this because there's so many people. You've got people behind us there posing for the cameras, so get that camera out the bag and give it a go. Now, when it comes to focusing, I'm focusing directly on the subject's face. That's all I'm worrying about. I just want to make sure that the face is nice and sharp. Because they've got such nice makeup on and they've got these hairstyles, I want them all in focus. So that's what I'm focusing on. Well, it's actually started raining for the time being, so I'm taking shelter under here, but I'm still capturing images. Now, let us know in the comments below which images you like that I captured today. Now, I'm sure there's going to be quite a few. I'm looking forward to going through them when I get back. Now, a good pointer when you're going in areas like this and there's so many people, think about your framing. Your framing's important. You know, you've got buildings, you've got those vertical lines behind subjects. Try and put your subject in blank spaces, like I said earlier, either the sky or the wall, and try and single the subjects out. And if you can't do that, go for those wider apertures. So what I've actually decided to do is come a bit further back and include more of the structure of the building itself, using the vertical lines and the horizontals that you've got on the side of the building that you can see behind us there. Now the reason for that is I want to just single out a subject and place them within those shapes and see how it works out. And the fact that they've got colour, they're going to really stand out. So it's just a bit different to the shots I have been taking. I've been going in nice and close. So I just want to get a bit further back and try some shots from further away. Now that's the other thing about the 85mm. If you want to include the building, all you have to do is get further back, zoom with your feet and grab the shot. So I've came up a bit further up from where I was before. I was further down the ramp. Now what I was attracted to was the side of the building itself. There's some nice glass there, so it creates a nice clean bit of space. But you've also got the vertical lines of the windows themselves. Now further down there, because there was a lot of people, what I was noticing, reflections. Now that's key. If you're photographing near buildings or anything like that, always be aware of your own reflection. It's happened to me in the past where I've took an image, got back like the image and then realised that I'm actually in the shot. So just try and get on a bit of an angle, look at what you're photographing to make sure you're not there. So what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to capture a single subject standing against that building if I can, and grab a shot. So this is probably going to be my last shot of the day. So I'm going to get back, wait for someone to come along, and I hope you like it. Well, how much fun was that? A lot of jostling for position. There was a lot of photographers there, which is expected when you've got so much interest around you. So I am going to carry on my walk, but I'm going to head back home now. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's been a brilliant wander around Vancouver today. It just goes to show street photography can be fun and you can get lucky. Now the main thing that I tried to do, because there was so many people, when I got up nice and close on a subject that I like, I tried to put them into some dead space so there wasn't as much distractions around them. So that's why I went in a lot closer rather than trying to include the full scene itself. So that's a good tip for you. If you get events like this, it's always better sometimes just to go in a bit tighter, go in closer and photograph what counts. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up as always. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thoughts on today's video. But from me in downtown Vancouver, thanks for watching. Bye bye.